Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I'm your host. Fine folks, Goldilocks has a very special message for you today, and I will read that to you after these powerful articles that Goldilocks is sharing coming out of Iraq. For those of you who have not listened to a most recent podcast a few days ago, where Goldilocks shared that Iraq had until the end of August to implement, literally was a deadline for them to implement certain reforms or else be threatened with sanctions by the United States. Iraq met that deadline. So let's jump right into what Goldilocks is sharing today. The Central Bank of Iraq has structured its remittance auction with specific parameters. This is called a B335. These specific parameters, such as using 50% of private sector deposits, excluding current accounts, and implementing it through the Central Securities Depository System and Banking Supervision Reporting System. What is this? What is this? What is this, you may ask? Folks, this is a digital mechanism within Iraq's banking system that they have finally implemented, that the United States required them to, or was going to sanction them. This new system cuts down on fraudulent Iraqi dinars. It cuts down on money laundering. It cuts down on terrorist financing. It increases transparency within Iraq's banking system. It increases transparency regarding the Iraqi dinar. This approach, folks, reflects a combination, reforms that are a combination of economic, regulatory, and strategic objectives aimed at enhancing financial stability for the Iraqi dinar, transparency, and compliance with international standards. Goldilocks outlines some of the reasons why Iraq has done this. But the United States held their feet to the fire in doing this. See, Iraq is not the most savvy political environment whereby things just get done. Well, in the United States, it's not like that either. But believe it or not, compared to the United States and Iraq, the United States is a cakewalk. Our politics is a schoolyard playground compared to the Wild Wild West with Iraq's politics. So, with things getting done within their banking system, regulations and reforms, it's like pulling teeth out of an alligator's mouth with your bare hands. So with this new system that the United States, I wouldn't say forced Iraq, but they encouraged Iraq to implement, Iraq has done it. The new system enhances transparency and regulatory oversight, meaning that the international banking system is able to monitor Iraq's banking system more effectively. See, folks, just imagine if Iraq doesn't have these mechanisms to monitor their banking system and the Iraqi dinar is all over the world being exchanged or being utilized just in general. And there's no tracking of the dinar, where it's going, where it's coming from, how it's being utilized in Iraq specifically as well. This new system also is a shift from the central bank of Iraq auctioning US dollars. So that means cutting the US dollar off, which will make the US dollar what in Iraq? Weaker. Does this mean the US dollar will also become weaker in Iraq? For those that have been following Goldilocks and following the facts of how currency exchange rates go up, we know that decreasing the value of the US dollar is a mechanism for increasing the value of other currencies. This new system allows Iraq to be compliant now with international standards and anti-money laundering efforts. Folks, the U.S. Treasury, the IMF, and all these international institutions, they've been monitoring this. Iraq's financial system has faced scrutiny from the U.S. Treasury, folks, and international bodies like the Financial Action Task Force for issues like money laundering and terrorist financing and currency smuggling to Iran. Remember, Iran has a very strong foothold in Iraq. This new digital mechanism removes a good part of that stronghold that Iran has. The structured approach to the remittance of auctions. This enables normal international standards for banking mechanisms, folks. Now, pay attention to this. Many of you don't know that the Iraqi dinar is pegged to the US dollar, meaning it's attached to it. Iraq's monetary policy maintains what's called a de facto peg to the US dollar, meaning that the US dollar sort of plays a role as an anchor, a support mechanism, to a certain degree a crutch to the Iraqi dinar. But as Iraq has implemented this system and moves toward more private sector access to their economy, they will slowly begin to remove that peg away from the US dollar so the Iraqi dinar can freely move in the open market. And they want to get away from the US dollar because the US dollar is getting weaker. Right now, this new mechanism encourages private sector participation. What other country right now are we seeing that is doing the same thing? You got it right if you said Vietnam. Private sector money to flow into Vietnam as of their different reforms. And here we have Iraq doing the same exact thing. Vietnam has been moving lots faster than Iraq. This new system allows Iraq to manage their oil revenue a lot better as well. Iraq had a deadline and they met it by the United States. Listen to this. Pay attention very carefully to what I'm about to share. This may have something to do with 3-day weekends. And this is from Iraq. What many of you do not know, this is breaking news. Iraq has a Sunday implementation date for this mechanism, scheduling the auction to go live on September the 7th, 2025. That's right, September the 7th. That's a Sunday. What most don't know, that Iraq's weekday starts on Sunday. And here in the United States, Iraq is 9 hours ahead of the Midwest time zone in the United States. So when it's nighttime Saturday in the U.S., it's morning time Sunday in Iraq, which means their week begins. But Iraq likes 3-day weekends? Huh. Really? Iraq starts their work week not on Monday, on Sunday, which is our Saturday. Did you know that? Oh, but the foo-foo bites that people eat, the foo-foo drinks that people drink, and the foo-foo-ism that they say, they tell you Iraq likes 3-day weekends. Well, that would have to mean, folks, that Iraq would need to start their week on Tuesday in the United States. But no. They start on Sunday, which is our Saturday. What are they going to do? Take 5 days off for the week? Because they like 3-day weekends? So that means they would have to take off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Because they begin on Sunday, folks. Be careful who you follow. But let me continue. I digress. So with this mechanism that Iraq has met the deadline, while the CBI's structured approach aims to enhance transparency and compliance with international standards, it operates within a challenging context. There are challenges, quite naturally, with any new shift or mechanism, technology that's integrated. The CBI folks designed this new system in order to balance transparency with the Iraqi dinar based on international standards. And it focuses on private sector deposits. That means private sector money to be able to flow into Iraq, which will also strengthen the value of the Iraqi dinar. By collaborating with banking institutions, electronic payment providers, this targeted key commercial areas where, and in Baghdad, where they even promoted it on the streets for people to know. Whoops, did someone say promote on the streets? Oh, no, they talked about the mosque. Okay. There was a campaign in Iraq regarding this new digital mechanism that was running for about a month, letting the people know that it was coming, and it completed. So Goldilocks wants to share this with you. Very special, folks. Several of you have been following the Goldilocks team for several years now. We have seen many aspects of the new digital asset-based trading system come to life. Goldilocks is stating that we are at a point whereby those who have invested in the new system and new assets coming back on board, such as local currencies, begin to create a volatile market, meaning, folks, a shift in currencies. Many of our assets will grow inside this new environment, such as you're seeing with the base metals, gold, silver, and others, and also some cryptocurrencies. There are a few local currencies, meaning currencies around the country, around the world, that are witnessing new demands on their use, meaning they're finding new ways where currencies around the world are coming to life to be utilized in their countries like Vietnam, Iraq, and others. Whereas before, they weren't. Those currencies weren't alive and well in those countries because it was the US dollar being utilized in those countries alive and well. Goldilocks is stating that it is important that all of us have a strategy going forward. Listen, listen, listen. It is important that all of us have a strategy going forward, folks, as it relates to your investment. Some assets, meaning some currencies, will climb faster than others. Again, some currencies will climb faster than others the rest of this year based on their use case scenarios that will drive the market into new fundamentals, utilizing new assets that will create new pathways inside our new financial system. Folks, currencies right now are the volatility, the upward and the downward movement of currencies is happening right now. Many of the bankers that our members are communicating with, or even the bankers are sharing the charts in the internal bank memos and newsletters showing the shift in these various currencies. These currencies aren't all the same rate. They don't all move the same way at the same time. That has never been done. Folks, think of currencies like a current of water. There are billions of particles, trillions of particles of water in the ocean. The flow of the current may go one way or another. Let there be a hurricane, a tornado, whirlwind. Water is shifting and battling in many different directions. It may flow in one direction, but all the various particles are flowing in many different directions. That's a currency because currency is a current. That is what's happening right now. Goldilocks is sharing that we have come a long way together, folks. In the next few months, we'll see many changes that will turn to our favor. Goldilocks is stating just a few more steps, my friends. Some assets, meaning some currencies, will begin to float and others will significantly change in the first half, even of next year. It is time that we pay attention more than we ever have before, but it's also important that we enjoy the ride and know that the path in front of us will change us in many ways we never thought possible. Just a few more steps, folks. The truth we have known in our hearts for so long is about to shape our minds and our hearts. Many of us will leave old friends behind and take on new ones as a part of this new journey. It is the way of life, ladies and gentlemen, as we have been taught from the moment we were born. You can do it. We believe in you. For you were born for this moment and to do so. Beautiful folks, as Goldilocks has stated, it is important that all of us have a plan, a strategy going forward. What is your plan? If your plan, see, there's a saying that says, if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. If you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. What is your plan for the RV? If it's just to wait for a notification and go to the bank, folks, that is not a plan. That is reactive, not proactive. Many of the members that have been following Goldilocks, Wiley, and myself in this amazing, beautiful tribe, those folks have a plan. The stories you're hearing from the inside, where members are getting inside information directly from their bankers, emails, phone calls, text messages, dinner dates, luncheons, mall dates, home luncheons and breakfasts, you name it, golf outings, car shows. Our members are establishing relationships with the actual bankers. These mysterious people that you've been told that someone has relationships with. Ooh. My beautiful people, if that is what you believe, that you need to wait because there is a notification coming, you don't have a plan. You have an investment, but you have no plan? If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. The members that have been following Goldilocks, they have already succeeded. Why are you so behind with no plan? Is that because you're just waiting? Because someone on the internet told you to wait for something? A notification? An email? A phone call? A text? From who? That's what you believe? You're going to continue to believe it? And every weekend, 3-day weekend? Every delay, you're going to keep believing it? Or are you finally going to get a plan together? You can click the link and join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room. There are only 8 steps that members have followed. They followed the plan, and they will not fail. You deserve the same. We love you, folks. Be well.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.